Okay, so what we're going to talk about is keyboard shortcuts. So a keyboard shortcut is something that makes your life easier. It makes a process faster. It's so that you don't have to find the menu or think about what you're doing. It just really makes life easier. And some of these you might already know, and some of them might be brand new to you. So the first one we're going to talk about is actually really helpful because it's if you forget what keyboard shortcuts exist. So control, it's actually control shift and the question mark. Control shift and the question mark. So this one's a little wrong. I think Chromebook has updated it. It is control shift and the question mark, and it brings up Chromebook shortcuts. So instead of hitting Alt, it's control and shift and the question mark. Okay, and that brings up like that. It brings up this menu, and then you can look at, as soon as it loads, what Chromebook keyboard shortcuts, you can look at all the popular ones that exist. Okay, so pretty simple. It gives you all the Chromebook shortcuts. And then we have the one called New Window. Okay, this opens up a new window in your internet. So new window is Control N the N key. So when I'm in the internet and it opens up a brand new window, as you can see. Okay, coming back to my keyboard shortcuts document. Okay. The next one we're going to look at is to close that window. So it's Control W. So Control N, Control W. So those are ones that I want to think about that are opposites. N, W, and then open in a tab is Control T. So Control N, Control Shift and W, and Control T. So let's take a look at what those do. So Control, scrolling up, back at the other one, Control and N, Control N. That's what needs to be on this. Control N opens up a new tab window. Then Control Shift and W. Control Shift W closes that window. Control and T opens up another tab. Let's see. Control T. Why isn't it open up in another tab? Let's see. Let's do another Control N to open up a new window. Maybe because I'm on this thing. Control N to open a window. Control T. There we go. Opens a tab. Control T. Opens up tabs. And then to close all that, Control Shift W. Closes all those windows. Okay? So those are ones to help you when you're navigating the internet so that you don't have to take your cursor and come up to the X or open up a brand new window. So let's go to the next ones. Reopen the last tab, close a tab. So this one's really handy because what if I'm on my screen and let's say I have, eHall Pass open, I have Skyward open, and I'm like, oops, I accidentally X'd out of Skyward and I wanted that still open. So when I look at my keyboard shortcuts, if I want to reopen the last tab, Control, Shift, and T will open the last tab. Control and W will close a tab. So if I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to do something in Skyward, I need it open. Control, Shift, and T automatically brings it open. If I'm like, oh, I want to close that tab anyway, Control T opens a new tab, but we said if we want to close a tab, how do we close a tab? Let's review. Control and W. So let's say I want to Control W, close that brand new tab, close Skyward, close eHall Pass. And then I'm like, oh no, I want to open them. Control Shift and T, Control Shift and T, Control Shift and T brings open all those tabs again. Okay. So those are some handy ones when navigating your browser and opening windows in your browser. Okay. I don't find this right-click, Alt and right-click the link. It doesn't really do anything for me. Alt If we look at, I'm trying to see where I have a link here. I have a link, Alt and right click. That doesn't, I don't know, and it's not really doing anything for me. So that's not one I use very frequently, any of these ones with the links, right click. Then I'm going to look at page up. I love this one because sometimes I want to scroll up a document. Page up is Alt and the up arrow. Page down, to get back where we were, is Alt and the down arrow. Okay, so those are opposites. Alt up, Alt down. That means I can scroll without using my mouse. So sometimes if your mouse pad is not working or you're just like wanting to do it quickly without scrolling, you can use Alt up and Alt down. Bookmark all pages. So if I want to bookmark something, Control, Shift, and D. So let's say I want to bookmark this, Control, Shift, D. And there comes the bookmarks page open. Okay. That's a pretty simple one to open up your bookmarks. Here. Page down, we already talked about, Alt and down. Screenshots are important in this class. We do screenshots a lot. So partial screenshot is Control, Shift, and the key above my 6. And then I draw out the part of my screen I want to screenshot and capture it by hitting Enter. Okay. To reload a page, like if your internet's not working, Control and R, instead of just hitting the button at the top of your keyboard above the 4, you can also reload a page using Control and the R key as a shortcut so that you don't have to look up on top. Okay. Open a new tab. To open a link in a new tab, Alt, Shift, and click the link. So if I want to open this YouTube video in a brand new tab and not in the same tab that I'm in, Control, Alt, and click the link. What's this stuff? Control, Alt, click the link. It works. That one, I don't use that one at all because it's just easier to double click the link, in my personal opinion. Oh, Alt, Shift, and the link. That's why it wasn't working for me. Alt, Shift, and the link. So Alt, Shift, and click the link. Still, I don't like that one. Alt, Shift. It's not a fan of that one. Screenshot, full screenshot, Control and the key above my 6 takes the screenshot. That's a pretty easy one. We've used that a lot. I find this one doesn't work anymore. Control, Shift, and the B key should hide your bookmarks bar, but your bookmarks bar is not going anywhere, and you guys can't bookmark, so that one's not even necessary. It used to be that worked, but I'm not noticing anything that's going to take your bookmarks bar away at this point. So can't fix that. Zoom in is a good one. Control and the plus, and Control minus undoes it. And if you're like, oh my God, I'm so far gone, Control and 0 takes you back to normal zoom. Okay. Let's see. The next one we're going after is Open Files app. So I like this one. This was a new one for me to learn. Alt, Shift, and M opens up your recent files, which is handy dandy so that you can find a file that you're looking for. Zoom out, we talked about, Control and minus. Open status, Shift, Alt, S. That brings up, this is kind of handy. It brings up your Wi-Fi settings and your Bluetooth. I like that one. That was a new one for me to learn. Open your internet history, Control and the H key will bring up your internet browser history. So I think you have to be in the internet. Control H will bring up your browsing history, and you can clear it. If your computer's not running fast, you can always clear your browsing history right over there on the side. And let's see what else. We've got reload your cache. I'm not going to do this one because this clears it. Control, Shift, and the R key will clear your cache. Open downloads, Control and J key. We'll open that. So if I come over here, Control J, we'll open anything I've downloaded recently. I have not downloaded anything, so you don't see anything. Okay. And coming to my Chromebook, Scroll the web, spacebar. That kind of works. I've never used that one before, but that's kind of fun. Okay. Your bookmarks page, Control D. I think you have to be on the internet too. Control D will bring up your, to add it to bookmarks. Okay. Control Shift and D brings up your whole bookmarks bar, and to add a bookmark, just Control and D. They're a little different. Open your task manager. Let's see. Magnifying glass and escape brings up all the processes that are going on. Reset zoom, we said, was Control 0. Go to the end of a document, Control magnifying glass arrow. Not sure if that's going to work for us. Let's see. Let's see if we're on Google Docs. Control Shift. I'm not seeing that one working for me, so maybe that's an old one. Let's double check it. Control magnifying glass. Oh, maybe I was using the wrong one. No, I'm not seeing it. Oh, yep, it did work. So if I come up here to the beginning of a document or in the middle, Control magnifying glass, and did, I thought. Maybe not. That one's a little maybe sketchy. Print page, Control P. That's an easy one. That does work usually. Yep, there it comes. Control P. That one took a minute. Okay. To print. Close. Oh, we're back to that. Where did Miss Watts go? Print. Oop. Print page. Beginning of a doc would obviously be the opposite, but maybe not work. Control and T to save a page. To redo something, Control Shift and Z. Open the find bar, Control and F. Ooh, find, that's good. Copy, we know that one easily. Control C once something is highlighted. Paste is Control V. To cut, Control Exit out. Undo, which is my favorite, Control and Z. I also like, I don't know if they go, oh, select all. So before I copy something, Control A to select all of it, then Control C to copy. So for instance, I can do this, Control A, Control C, and then I could paste it if I wanted on a slide of my choice, Control V to paste. So Control A, Control C, Control V, Control Z to undo. All of those work. Those are my favorites. I use them all the time. Caps lock on and off, Alt, and that's a good one to know on your Chromebook. Dock the window to the left. Oh, this is if you want to split your screen. This is a nice one to know. Alt and the brackets to the left, Alt and brackets to the right. You can dock it, and then to undock it. Ooh, how do we undock it? Just open it like that again. Okay. Open browser menu. Control E. Let's see. Control E opens that up there, the Google search bar to browse. Open file in the browser. So let's see. Control and O. Control and O opens up my files in the browser. That's nice. Okay. Ooh, delete, Alt and backspace. Rotate your screen. Oh, some people like to play with this one. Control Shift and the refresh button rotates my screen all around. Where she stops, no one knows. Search apps and webs, the magnifying, reload. That one's pretty easy. Show all windows. Mute. These are some just easy buttons to know. Full screen. Open apps on shelf. Oh, Alt 1. Oh, I like that one. That opens the apps on that bottom shelf of apps you have, like in your on your Chromebook. So if I minimize my screen, see how Canvas is number 1. Alt and 1 will open Canvas. I love that because if you have Schoology saved down here, which you can, you could open Schoology. If I want to open YouTube, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Alt and 6. I love that one. That's a new one for me, and I love that feature. Okay. Lock screen, I'm not going to do that. Control and L, or the magnifying glass and L. Lock screen again. The shortcut map, we've gone over that one, and these are just in color so that we're getting back to the beginning. So lock screen is our last one, and thank you for paying attention to all of these, and I'll give you a cutout of some of them, handy ones, but this is the Ed puzzle that you're doing today.